guys, this is Anand Harsha. Once again, I'm with you on a new video lecture on Oracle 10G Basics. Today, in this video lecture, we will consider the variables, their naming conventions used in PLSQL block of code, and I also refer you a video link that I showed previously, and you can find that link in the description section so that you will all aware about the naming conventions of variables that are all similar to all the languages, and that will be helpful to you in programming. So let's check out this video, guys.
So first of all, we will consider the introduction to the term variables. During computation of any program, we need some values to be stored in certain memory locations. A variable can help us to do so. Variable consists of two words, vary and able. Vary means the property to change its value. So variables are those names which are useful to store values in memory locations and can be changed its value during the execution of the program. Values can be anything a computer can store. We need variables to perform expression and evaluate their results. Expression can be relational or arithmetic, etc. Now let's consider the naming conventions of variables. Variable naming conventions means the rules which are used while we name any kind of variables. Variable name must be stored with a letter or alphabet. Example: A, cell, weekday, etc. Rule number second is that variable cannot be start with a number, but it can be after a letter. So example first is one cell, that is correct, that is wrong, and the example second is salary first, that is correct. So you can use a number in naming convention after any kind of alphabet or letter. It can be starts with underscore. Example, underscore first salary. Variable name cannot be a keyword. Keyword are those reserved words which are only used by the programming languages. They cannot be used as user-defined variable names. So be aware while naming the variables, you cannot use the keywords which are used by the languages. A white space in a variable name is not allowed. For example, you can write variable names like my space first underscore first space salary. So that is not a valid variable name. So you must concat with the underscore symbol. So the rule number 6 is that most of the compilers treat only first 8 letters of the variables. So if your variables is more than it, you can concatenate with the underscore. For example, my underscore first underscore salary is a valid name, or my first underscore salary is a valid name. Rule number 7 is that variable name cannot be special characters like emp@ name is wrong, number #1 is wrong. So you cannot use the special characters in the variable naming conventions. So guys, today we consider the variables in PLSQL. As in the prior video, you already known about the variable term, its meaning, and the naming conventions. Now we are moving towards the PLSQL variables, how we can declare a variable in PLSQL. So the syntax of declaring a variable is variable name, their data type, and along with its size in a bracket. So this is the simplest syntax you can declare a variable in a PLSQL block of code. So only one variable can be declared in a single line. So if you have more than one variable, you have to declare them in separate lines. So the line is ended with a semicolon, as you can see in this the initialization of the variable. Now the main important thing is that initialization of the variable. Initialization of the variable can be done at two steps. One at the declaration and in the declaration section also, and second in the begin section. You can declare a variable in declaration section and you can initialize in the begin section. So now we are using the assignment operator, that is colon equals to. This is the colon equals to assignment operator used as assigning a value to a variable. You can see the example: a number, size is 2, and it is initialized to 10. So if you want to initialize this, you can write like in begin section a colon equals to 10 after declaring in the declaration section. So these are both the types of initialization of the variable. If you want to take values at runtime, you can write this: a number, size 2, colon equals to ampersand a. So ampersand a will initialize the variable a at the runtime from the user.